Hierdie program word geborg deur DigiCards.
Hallo daar, welkom. Dis weer tyd vir Hart en Siel. En ons is hier by die Twin Trees restaurant by ons ou gunsteling Grootbrak. We're going to be talking to a lot of people that was involved with a massive fire that we had in the Mossel Bay area early 2026. And with me, I've got Francois from Eden Protocol. Francois, welcome to our program. How's things going with you guys? It's been a massive upheaval in this entire area, and you were talking about stages. How did it catch you as a community?
Well, if we start at the beginning, which is probably the kind of what caught the community off guard, we were in the middle of a holiday season. Nobody thought it was going to start 2026 like this. The funny story is I had an afternoon nap, which doesn't normally happen. I've got young kids.
Your luck.
Yeah. And so I woke up after the nap and I looked through the window and the sky was orange. And I was, okay, something's not right. Immediately I went outside to see what was going on, and I saw the smoke and the sun was setting in the background, and I realized this is a massive fire. And so the winds were blowing the last couple of days, and we knew that this was definitely a problem because we had some small fires in Kleinbrak and areas, but it was kind of managed. And my neighbor is actually very involved with community and the neighborhood watch and the police forum. And she saw me across the street and she was like, "Are you coming with?" And I'm one of those people that if I have an afternoon nap, it takes me a minute to just start up.
Especially if it's not the thing you usually do. It's sort of, are you sure you woke up in the right bed?
Exactly. And I was like, "What's going on here?" And she was like, "Are you coming with?" And I went inside and I saw my phone and I saw the messages.
Oh, okay.
They need
reality hits.
Volunteer firefighters. We need everybody on board
wow.
to get this, because this thing is now out of hand. Luckily for me, I have advanced firefighting background from my years in the corporate space. I worked in nuclear power station Kuburg on the west coast, and that allowed me to get the training. So immediately I was like, okay, I know what needs to be done. We need to get in and we need to start looking at possible evacuation procedures and all of that, and work with the JOC, which is in Mossel Bay and is coordinated by the municipality in partnership with the neighborhood watch and the policing forum and all of that.
Okay.
And the amazing part was that everybody, from the farm neighborhood watches to the local neighborhood watch, everybody just pitched in. It was amazing to see, and nobody stood around. Everybody was like, "What needs to be done? Let's do it, and let's get
Nobody
it done."
asking for culprits, just how are we going to resolve
100%.
it? That is such a beautiful one.
And that showed the selfless nature of what was going on. And we all laughed at the video, the tannie with the hose pipe over the wall.
We heard about that.
And she couldn't even see the fire. That's how high the wall is. But that showed a part of how invested she was in protecting what she cared for. Her own home, her safe space, her everything, but also her community. And that was a sense of David versus Goliath, where the Davids in us did not look at this as a giant, but it looked at it was a bigger target that we could hit. It's the selfless nature.
That's what you said. It's that selflessness in people.
And that's the type of values. Selflessness, loving your neighbor's stuff as you love your own stuff.
Those were the things, correct. So it's not the crisis, it's what happens when you realize
100%.
You need it.
100%.
That is just awesome.
It's the catalyst moment.
That's right.
And the question we always ask is, if we look at the Springboks, they inspire us, but what is it that inspires us about them? It is the standard by which they live. If we listen to the stories where...
There we go. It's the standard that you live by. That is such a beautiful thing.
And so this is what was resembled and resounded through all of this. That night we fought from 4 o'clock the afternoon up until 5 o'clock the next morning, all through the night. Most of the volunteer firefighters still went to their 9 to 5 responsibilities.
Nobody knows each other really. They just
100%.
fall in line.
The funny thing is you don't know each other because you can't see each other's faces because everybody's wearing
Everybody's
masks.
the same color.
And so, but that was 3 days worth of firefighting.
3 days, ne?
Yeah, back to back, people still doing their 9 to 5s, and there were no excuses made. Everybody made a plan to fight these fires. Okay. And it was just a community coming together. Thereafter,
That was stage one, was
that
that
was- yeah.
massive panic
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just getting it done. And then,
Then the community responded in what is notoriously a difficult month in the year, January. They
No money.
responded with gifts. It was just abundance,
You-
abundance, abundance.
I remember you were saying there were like so much people had more
Yeah.
when they left than what
Yeah.
they had before.
So the gifts started coming in, and so
Okay.
Eden Protocol, the foundation which I'm part of, was mandated to facilitate the whole donation process. And so we had to now find firstly a space to accommodate all the donations, because the donations were just coming. People were sending donations from Cape Town, from Pretoria, they were couriering.
But I believe even overseas people send, people living overseas still actually participate. It's just unbelievable, huh?
And so it was physical donations, it was cash donations. We had a store. If I would have to give just an estimate of the store space we had, it's about anywhere between 600 to 800 square meters of storage space.
Factory size.
Basically, yeah.
Yes.
It was massive.
Okay.
And it was jam-packed with clothes and shoes and crockery and cutlery and bedding and everything a house needs. And it was overwhelming to see people come in and give new things. Not only second-hand good stuff,
Go out
but
and buy
yeah,
stuff for
absolutely.
these people. It's amazing.
And so that phase was where our volunteers came in and they sorted through the stuff. That took about 2 weeks to just get through everything. And then what happened was our families in need who were affected by the fires came in, who lost everything.
That's houses alles.
Everything,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
They came in and they had the opportunity to now take what they needed.
Okay.
But some of them were so caring about those who still need to come after them. They said they're going to just take the bare minimum because there are more people that need more. And that was heartwarming to see that selfless nature once again, and caring for our neighbors as ourselves. It was once again the values that were just outstanding all of the time. And so that process took about 2 to 3 weeks, and we completed that. And we absolutely emptied the storage facility, and the abundance that overflowed because we served all our families in need.
Okay.
That then went to our old age homes and
So there was leftover.
yeah, abundance.
Good old South Africa. Yay.
And so, but that was Mossel Bay inspired South Africa to the extent that we got
need
gifts
that.
from outside.
Oh, I think it's so important for us as South Africans at the moment. You only have each other. I mean, come on.
Absolutely,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Now you're sitting early stages of stage 3.
Yeah.
You were saying today, sort of now
Yeah.
it's beginning to happen. What is now still left?
So now we've furnished the families with the needs of their homes, the inside needs, but some of their homes took a lot of damage on the outside. And so now
Okay.
we are looking at reconstruction and repairs, and some of them need complete new units.
How does that happen now? You mentioned something, not everybody has
Yeah.
the funds to do insurance, so there are a lot of homes,
Yeah.
people with nothing. How are you going to deal with that?
So we received cash donations.
Okay, so there is a,
Yeah.
there's
So
a
there's
reserve.
a fire relief fund.
Fantastic.
And so we work in partnership with the EMS chaplains in Mossel Bay,
Okay.
and they've assessed the needs of particular families, and we've done a cost assessment, and we've got our quotations to see what is competitive, and then this is where the community, the business community specifically comes in. Because Eden Protocol is an 18A
Okay.
certified non-profit, we've gone and said, listen, can we provide you with a certificate for donations, or if you don't want a
Of
donation,
course. Yes.
give us it at cost if you can.
Oh, sorry.
And the community has absolutely come through amazingly, and so we can rebuild. We can obviously stretch the funding so much further because we can now rebuild more people's properties or that what was damaged, specifically in terms of the caravan community with tenting and all of
That's
that.
a big thing because a caravan is like a matchstick.
Yeah,
né?
absolutely.
Oy, oy, oy. I want to ask, maybe it sounds a little negative now, but I'm not intending that to happen. What did you learn as a community to never again, to go through again? Were there any lessons like that you could say, you know what, that should never happen again, and we should get that and that and that in place? So that maybe not that big, or were there lessons learned?
Absolutely. So the community now connected. We realize that if we need to rally, we can, but we need to have procedures in place. gain access quickly to estates or areas.
So there were those things that made your job very difficult.
Yeah, man. So it is establishing first communication,
Okay.
and then for instance, if we need to enter into an estate, that's their safe space. They've got a mandate to protect that. They also have now a fire, and so this is the big thing that we saw. Once you are in danger, logic kind of leaves the table.
I can imagine.
And so it's a very
emotional.
emotional, but you see the sentiment of everything come up. Because if we ask people, when we went through the evacuations, we asked them, take your personal property you can basically leave and go live with your children.
Don't ask a mother that.
But now, so they don't take their phones or the documents, the ID documents. They take the photo albums.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
Like, okay.
Those are the things you could never
And
replace.
the pets.
And
Yes.
the pets. Oh.
We had one house where there were 3 SPCA buckies, just
to get all the babies
all
out.
the babies out of the home.
Okay.
But so those are the things. So now you have to reason with people. Now, if we establish the communication beforehand and there are procedures in place, it's a lot easier to communicate with people because it's not establishing first communication. It's not laying down the plan for the first time. People understand what needs to happen.
Been there, done that.
And so the community starts working as one organism, even though we are individuals in parts. And so that is kind of the amazing thing that came out of this. And now the relationships are established, but we need to continue on with that so that if this happens again, we are prepared for that.
We've got the forests here, so we should.
Yeah.
Francois, our time is up. I could still sit and listen to all of this forever. I think for the whole of South Africa, it was quite a thing, all these fires breaking out. But the way you guys handled it, just congratulations and awesome. Thank you so much for you guys to have been there for all the people. En vir julle daar tuis, onthou, julle moet maar net altyd paraat wees en daar is sekere reëls betrokke by vuur, maar dit gaan nie weer gebeur nie. Vir julle tuis tot 'n volgende keer. Dankie dat julle weer kom inloer het. Totsiens.